Never save money. Those were the first words my Grandpa Joe ever told me. It completely flipped my money mindset upside down. I was shocked. Isn't the golden rule of financial advice to always stash cash and save for the future? But Grandpa just smiled, that knowing smile of his, and shook his head. "Kid," he said, "don't just hoard cash. You have to learn how to grow money." Let me tell you a story about how he found financial freedom. It wasn't easy. Back in the day, in a dusty little town, Grandpa Joe was known as the dreamer. Neighbors whispered that he was lazy because he hadn't figured out the value of hard work yet. He'd sit on his porch staring at the cornfields, dreaming of how to become rich. He'd say, "One day I'll open a store, start a small business, and finally achieve wealth." But one day is a dangerous place to live. He only dreamed. He never moved toward his financial goals. People laughed at first, then they just pitied his financial struggle. Nana, his wife, was the backbone. She managed the chaotic family budget, cooking and cleaning until her hands were raw. One evening, she whispered, "Joe, dreams are beautiful, but they don't fill empty stomachs. We need income." Grandpa just nodded, mumbling, someday I'll find a way to make money." But time doesn't wait for someday. Winter came, and with it a severe financial crisis. The cash flow stopped. One freezing night, my dad, who was just a little boy then, barefoot and thin from poverty, tugged on Grandpa's sleeve. "Grandpa," he asked softly, "do we have any bread?" Nana opened the cupboard. It was empty, hollow. That moment broke him. He looked at his hungry boy and realized a brutal life lesson. Dreams alone provide zero financial security. He couldn't sleep. The silence was loud with money worries. So the next morning, the dreamer woke up. He went out to find any work, just for a daily wage. He became a field hand. The sun was brutal. The work was hard labor. His back screamed, his hands turned to leather, but he brought home his small earnings. It was little, but it was something. Yet he soon learned the trap of living expenses. Money came in, money flew out. Food, medicine, bills. The roof still leaked. Saving money felt like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. One day, at the general store, he heard folks talking about money management. A wealthy man claimed, "The secret is saving money. Save and you are safe." Grandpa latched onto that. He found an old glass jar, his first savings plan. He hid it under the floorboards. Every week, clink, clink, a few coins. It gave him hope for a financial future. But saving money fast was a myth. He wore shoes with holes. They skipped meals just to boost their savings. When Nana asked why they were starving to save metal discs, he insisted, "One day you'll see the power of building wealth." Months passed. The jar was finally full. He felt proud of his money-saving habit. He walked to the market, chest puffed out, ready to buy 3 big sacks of corn to feed the family for winter. He slammed the jar on the counter. The shopkeeper counted it and sighed. "Joe, prices went up. Inflation. This only buys 1.5 sacks now." Grandpa froze. He was shocked. His money lost value while it sat in that jar. Saving cash was too slow. The world was getting expensive too fast. He walked home defeated. But that evening, watching a neighbor carry fresh eggs, a light bulb went off. A small idea, but ideas are the seeds of investment. He looked at my dad and asked, "What if we buy chickens?" This time, no someday. He executed his investment strategy immediately. He took that shrinking money and invested it in a few scrawny chickens. My dad laughed, chasing them around the yard. "Grandpa, it's our egg factory." It was their first real asset. First 1 egg, then 2. They ate some and they sold the rest to create passive income. With the profit, they bought another chicken, then another. The flock grew. The return on investment skyrocketed. He wasn't just a laborer anymore. He was running a business. The house filled with food and hope. Grandpa worked harder than ever, but now he worked for financial independence.
Years later, holding a fresh egg, he told me, "This egg is more powerful than a jar of coins. Inflation eats cash, but if you use money the right way, it becomes capital." I hugged him and joked, "So you aren't lazy anymore?" He teared up and smiled. "No, I learned that wealth creation isn't about hoarding. You have to make money grow." He always told people, saving money is like holding water in your cupped hands. Eventually, it slips away. But if you use it to build something through smart investing, it becomes an ocean. That was his lesson on personal finance. Never only save, invest and grow. So if you don't want your cash to be eaten by inflation monsters, start small. Even a tiny start changes everything. Your support gives us the strength to share more inspirational stories. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button. It's the best financial tip that costs you nothing. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you in the next one.